Hi there, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from across the world today. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Cruelty-Free Recipes for Mindful Mondays. And as everybody knows, we at Pandemic Punditry are really excited about this 2021's new program that we are encouraging people to adopt, which is Be Mindful on Mondays, one day of the week, on what you eat, wear, and use. So with that in mind, we are thrilled, delighted to have with us two food entrepreneurs and chefs with us today. And they are Arti Jain from Bakeart and Narhari Gupta from Beyond Buns. So they are Beyond Bun, right? Okay, that's right. So they are going to give us a little bit of a look into the amazing menu that they have that people at this juncture in Delhi NCR can order. But it's also to sort of give people options that there are fabulous, 100% plant-based food available that runs the whole spectrum of food, right? Everything from sort of comfort food to cakes and desserts to everything else. There are alternatives. So if you want to adopt Monday as a day where you want to go 100% plant-based, you should have no excuses but to do that because there's plenty of goodies to go around. All right. So let's start with some questions. Arti, let me start with you. I know you've been in business for a very, very long time. Give us an idea of sort of what compelled you or what motivated you, inspired you to start Bakeart.
So, Bakeart started in the year 2015, Lavitra. I've worked with, Taj Hotels most of my life. I've worked with them for over 15 years. And that was a time when my second one was born, and I was on leave at the time trying to figure out what is it that I wanted to do. So, most people are really surprised to know that I was someone who didn't know how to cook.
Wow.
And it was once I had children that I started thinking about what is it that I want to put into their body, what is it that I want to feed them, which is when I started Bakeart. But I was still not a vegan, and Bakeart was not vegan at that time. 2016, when we moved to Delhi, we took part in a fest at Select City Walk Mall in Delhi, which was a vegan fest, and we took part in that. And because of that, I joined a couple of Facebook groups to sort of try and sell my food to the vegan clientele out there. And because I was a part of those Facebook groups, I saw a couple of videos which was talking about veganism. One of those videos was a documentary where what is done to cows was humanized. Now, as a mom who has two daughters, and I have breastfed both my girls till they were 2.5 years old. And before I turned vegan, dairy was a major meal for me. So I won't eat food all day, but I needed to have milk thrice a day. And when I saw that video, and when I saw what is done to cows and what is done to male calves as soon as they are born, what is done to female calves, and what is done to cows after their milk producing lifespan is over and done with, I was shaken. I couldn't eat food. For a good week, I didn't know what to do with my food because food at home revolved around dairy. Dairy was all that I would really consume. And it was slowly over time. So I turned vegan. And when I turned vegan and I went back to Bakeart to sort of do my work at Bakeart, I felt that I could no longer cook with eggs. I could no longer use dairy in my food. And which is when Bakeart also turned vegan. So we've been vegan since then, and this is how Bakeart really came to be. So once I turned vegan, the whole, connect between what we eat is what we truly are, sort of came closer and closer to my heart and to what I really am. So over time, what Bakeart has been doing has changed. We've tried not to use any kind of trans fat, preservative, chemical in our food. We try and use only locally sourced produce in all our food, which is certified. Refined flour and refined sugar is stuff that we don't work with. So these are some things that we've tried to do. We do have gluten-free products that we sell to people who like to follow a gluten-free diet. We also do sugar and oil-free desserts for people who like to eat that. So over time, Bakearts sort of tried to be a vegan food partner for people who like to try this kind of food. Uh, a, Probably a good thing to share here is that 99% of people who buy our food are people who are non-vegans.
Wow.
So I truly believe that if you give great food to people with great quality and great taste, whether you're a vegan or you're a non-vegan, your food will truly sell. Because when I turned Bakeart vegan, I didn't have any data, facts, or stats out there to check whether people are going to buy my food or not. It was just a USP that came over time, you know.
It's interesting because I'm a frequent customer, at least my
Yeah.
wife and I are, and I must say, most of the people that we've served your food to are also non-vegan. In fact, they're completely disbelieving when we say there is no eggs, there is no dairy, and sometimes when we say no gluten in there, they would just be nonplussed. I mean, they would just couldn't believe it, right? So I think when you were initially describing sort of your USP, I wanted to dissuade anybody from thinking that, oh, this is all sort of very healthy food and therefore tastes like cardboard and is completely disgusting. Which I'm sorry, I mean, used to be sort of the people used to associate healthy with not tasty, right? And I think clearly that's sort of passe now, because chefs like yourselves have really done a great job in actually making this sort of a seamless thing. I mean, if you love chocolate cake, and I know I'm a big fan of your Belgian chocolate cake, if you love chocolate cake, well, that chocolate cake is right up there with one of the best you could ever put in your mouth. So you've done a fabulous job of making the taste come be exactly the same. Kartika, I think you're showing people some of the pictures on the website. Okay, great. Kartika, any questions for Narhari? Kartika?
Yes,
Are you on mute?
Yeah, sorry, I'm on mute.
Okay.
I know, we talked about obviously the cakes and stuff, but Nari, how did you get started with like Beyond Buns? I mean, what does premium handcrafted burgers mean?
So basically, I would like to start by telling you about my journey on becoming a chef. Okay, so ever since class 10th, I wanted to become a chef, and inspired by Chef Sanjeev Kapoor, I decided to pursue my studies in hotel management, and that's how I came to like Institute of Hotel Management Applied Nutrition, Mumbai. Like since the first day at college, I felt this really strong social stigma that if you want to become a successful chef, you need to be a hardcore meat user. And like, and also they also told us that like an egg is like a godly ingredient that one must know how to deal with if you want to become a good chef. Also, like the mess system at Institute of Hotel Management Mumbai is used to like serve meat and eggs to the students 3 times a day and 365 days a year, like
Right.
converting even a normal vegetarian person into a hardcore non-vegetarian. And like, but sadly, like the graduates of this college are the ones who are going to lead, like who are going to lead India's food and beverage industry in near future. So I asked my chef teachers, like, as in, why are we feeding so much like animal-based products to students? And I was shocked to hear his reply by saying that if they will not provide an option for like meat or eggs during the meals, the students will simply be not like interested in having meals over there. But like this reply wasn't really like what you can say, like didn't really balanced the situation. Like it's a really bad problem because like when you serve so much non-vegetarian foods to the students, it becomes a bit habitual to them. Okay, and like so
So when you were classically
once
trained,
again.
sorry, you were classically trained in an institute with a sort of a great amount of meat and dairy products, obviously being a center. I mean, this is true of I think any chef. I mean, Arti, you must be able to sort of relate to this as well, right? I mean, you also classically trained. I'm sure a lot of the training is around using animal-based ingredients.
So I studied at the Delhi College, and my friend Narhari here has been to the Bombay College, and I'm really surprised to know that there are no in your college mess. You didn't have any veg food to go, because at the Delhi College we've had both veg and non-veg food served for all students throughout all 3 years that I was there.
Okay. So Nari, what made you sort of okay? So you obviously were not very happy with the options. So once you passed out from being a chef, I mean, what made you start? I think one of India's first plant-based cloud kitchens.
So the thing which made me start one of the India's first plant-based kitchen is like I was really saddened to see the stigma around becoming a chef. Like one needs to deal with non-vegetarian products like in order to become a great chef. So what I want to do via Beyond Buns is break this stigma. Like for the budding chefs, I want to set an examples for them. Like you can become a successful chef even if you use plant only ingredients.
Great.
That's an
I think
admirable goal.
that's a very admirable goal. So if you were to sort of switch gears a little bit, what has been, Arti, you said 99% of your customers are not plant-based.
That is correct.
Have you seen since 2016 when you started your business, the demand for your products increase year on year, or is this sort of been steady? I mean, do you feel that more and more people are adopting a plant-based diet in North India or in Delhi NCR?
More and more people every single day. I get more and more queries from people. Also, what has really taken place is that because meat and dairy are full of so many chemicals, apart from just the cruelty part, a lot of children today and mothers today have this issue of not being tolerant to a lot of dairy products. So a lot of demand also comes from there because of all the chemicals and stuff which is pumped into sort of cows, and which then we tend to eat and consume. This is what is really going on. And I mean, I think veganism as a movement per se has also seen a lot of growth over the last 5 years that we've been working in the city of Delhi. So I would say that our vegan clientele has also seen a growth of about 60 to 75% over the last 5 years.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, and I think.
Sorry.
Sorry, please, yours.
Sorry, Nahar, I'm really interested to know, because your goal obviously is to, empower other chefs to be more plant-based. So when people eat your burgers, are they surprised at how good it tastes and that it's not, meat?
Actually, I want to tell you that 80% of our customers are repeat customers. So once they eat like Beyond Buns burger, they really like it and like they keep ordering it again and again. So like it's only been 4 months that I've started Beyond Buns, and I'm shocked to see like people ordering 10th or 11th time, like the same thing, the same stuff, and they're really enjoying it.
Wow, that's good news. By the way, I did try to order it, but Zomato doesn't deliver it to Gurgaon. So, because I thought the best thing is for me to get a burger and munch on it while talking to you. But hey, so much for the drama there. I couldn't make it happen. but next time if you do deliver to Gurgaon, we can do that. But I was looking forward to maybe tasting it while we spoke to you. But that was not to be. But Nari, I mean, how many flavors or how many types of burgers do you have? On your website, I saw about 4 or 5 or 6. So what is the number?
So currently we have 5 types of burgers.
Fine.
And our best seller is Aloo Tikki Reimagined Burger.
Aloo Tikki Reimagined Burger. Now, I have to ask you from, why did you pick burgers? I mean, you obviously that's always associated with meat, right? So was that sort of aligned with your agenda of, hey, I'm going to make a plant-based version of something that people associate with meat?
So it's a funny story because earlier when I wanted to start Beyond Buns, I had like various different several ideas. Like we can keep Chinese, we can keep wraps, we can keep pastas. And so I built a huge menu which consisted of like 50 items. But later I realized that we need to pick up one niche. And once you pick up a niche, so people will be like able to like see what you're famous for. It will not be like you're famous for everything. You need to pick up one thing that you will become famous for. That's why I picked up burgers.
Wow, good idea. So shall we start actually looking at this food, because all this talk of food is making me hungry, and I would like to actually see that. So,
I would really like to.
Arti, can you showcase some of the things, and talk us through sort of the process of maybe the ingredients you've used, and how, I mean, if you want to eventually share a recipe, we can put that down on our link when we post a video. But go ahead.
We have some food here ready to show to you today, and
Okay.
I'll just take you to the showcase and
Yeah, no problem. So Narhari, you have some burgers that you'll show us eventually after as well, right?
Yes.
So we'll let the viewers sort of bear with us while we get the camera onto this delicious looking food.
Okay.
All right, Arti.
So we have a strawberry and black cherry cake here.
Wow.
You can see Calibu cocoa powder, which is what we use for all our baking. These are almond and pistachio cookies. We've got here gajar ka halwa and white chocolate ganache tart.
So that's an interesting combination, right? So gajar ka halwa is just so that our audiences who are not maybe familiar with Indian food would know, it's like a carrot fudge. Yeah, so it's a hybrid fusion dish. Looks wonderful.
Sorry, Arti. One of the audience members wanted to know if you can show the food in landscape. I think they really want to see it.
Okay.
Turn the camera, yeah.
You just turn it around.
There we go. Oh, much better.
Okay, and we've got firni and gulab jamun tart here. The firni is made with oat milk, which is all vegan. Gulab jamun is also made at home from scratch. This is besan ka laddu that you see here.
Okay.
We've got, just a second, we've got marmalade and green chili pickle here at the back.
Okay.
And this is our plum cake.
The Christmas cake, as we know it in some parts of the world, right?
I'm
I'm asking a personal testimony that is amazing, by the way. We've been eating it for the last month, so it's really good.
That's just to give you an overview of what we've got prepared for you today.
And Arti, so you mentioned the firni, which is normally traditionally made of milk, right? And you're making that out of oat milk.
Yes.
So is that any of these? I mean, obviously, if you really want to eat something and you're in Delhi or NCR, then you obviously should order from Arti. But how hard or how easy? I mean, what was the process of making these recipes, veganizing them? I mean, was that a tough process?
Not at all. When I started cooking, like I told you, I was not a cook. So if I could turn out stuff like this, I'll be really honest with you. Most people can cook. If somebody like me can churn out food like this, believe me, all of you can cook at home. So very, very simple. In fact, the whole process that we follow is the same that one would follow for non-vegan food. You just say use oat milk in place of regular milk. If you're making firni at home, which is rice pudding, you just soak the rice, cook it in the milk. After the rice is cooked, you mash it up properly, add some cardamom powder to it, and add sugar for your cakes, and you're done. Firni is ready.
And you, I mean, the reason I know that your food tastes that great, and also it's not inexpensive. It's actually you target a different niche market here in Delhi. Is because of the quality of the ingredients, right? I mean, you do use top of the line ingredients.
We use top of the line stuff. We've always tried to use certified produce as far as possible, because like I shared with you, when I started cooking, the whole connect of what we eat is what we are became clearer to me. And for me, it's a fairly simple rule. What I won't feed my kids, I will not sell. So that's the whole reason we don't use fondant, we don't use color in our food, because we are very clear that when you buy from us, you're a part of my family, and I'm cooking for you.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a question for Nari. Which of those desserts do you think will go well with your burger?
I guess all of those desserts will go well with my burgers, but especially I like the looks of that gajar halwa dessert. Yes.
So I think maybe eventually you guys can collaborate. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to show us how you're making your burger?
Nari?
Yeah, sure. So today I'm going to show you how we assemble our umami bomb, which is a burger made using oyster mushrooms, which we like freshly sourced from a local farm known as the Mushy Farm. So
Okay.
first, I want to show you like the quality of mushrooms that we get from there. If like, I'm going to show you this. Look at this.
Oh,
This is
wow.
Oh wow.
oyster mushrooms. Yeah, and they are like really flavorful and full of that savory flavor that people look out for in meats and like animal-based products.
Okay.
So today I'm going to show you how we assemble a burger. So we have this whole wheat potato bun which we bake every day. So
So
we
you
take
make your own buns. You
yes
bake
whole
your
wheat.
own buns. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
Whole wheat potato bun, right?
Yes, exactly. So we'll just cut this in half, and I'm gonna put this in my oven,
Okay.
toast this for a bit. Also, I'm going to put this patty. So this is a patty which we made using confit oyster mushrooms. So we slow cook these mushrooms in like olive oil with some flavorings of thyme and garlic for about 2 hours, like which make them really juicy and flavorful. So I'm going to put this in the oven. And here we have some condiments which I want to show you.
So when you order, because you deliver, because you're a cloud kitchen and you deliver through Zomato,
Yes.
so how do you make sure that the burger gets to your customer warm? I mean, do you use special packaging or anything like that, or you use a service that gets to me very quickly? Is that how it works?
So currently we use like a packaging where our burger is wrapped inside a parchment paper, and then there is a layer of foil paper, aluminium foil, which
Okay.
keeps it warm for about 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay, great. Good to know.
So I guess our burgers has the ones have been heated up. So first
So
I'm applying this mint mayonnaise
That's
on the bottom.
vegan, right?
vegan mayonnaise, right?
Vegan mint mayonnaise. Yeah.
Mint mayonnaise. Oh, wow.
Is
Okay.
that you make that also?
So we flavor like market brought mayonnaise, and the fun fact is that companies like Viva and HUL have removed like milk solids from their regular mayonnaise. So we don't have to like look for vegan mayonnaise like in particular.
Okay.
Okay. So Viva now has their mayonnaise doesn't have milk solids in it, is it?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
So we have this farm fresh lettuce. We're going to put at the base of the bun.
Sorry, what was that, Nahari?
So it is
Lettuce.
iceberg lettuce.
Iceberg lettuce.
Okay. Okay. Lettuce. Okay.
After this, I'm going to put some slices of jalapeno, tangy jalapeno.
And this is the canned jalapeno. So you're using because
Yes,
okay,
it is the
okay,
pickled jalapeno.
okay. The pickled jalapenos. Okay.
After this, I'm going to put some like pickled button mushrooms. We have pickled this ourselves,
Okay.
and the flavor is a bit sweet and sour.
Okay. So this is quite a mushroom bomb because you're going to put the button mushroom, and then you top of that you're going to put the oyster mushroom. So yeah, it's going to be very meaty. All right.
Yes.
Well, boy, am I thankful you didn't get that burger, Avi, because you'd just be munching away, and then I would just be like, okay, what am I supposed to do now?
And on the top part of the bun, I'm applying some like chili garlic spread. This is
Chili
like full
garlic
of
spread.
flavor. Yes.
Okay.
It contains like a lot of garlic, onion, and stuff like that.
You make that sauce yourself, or is that a store-bought one?
We make this sauce as ourselves as well.
Oh wow. Okay.
Now the patty has also heated up.
So when you say aloo tikki burger, just for the international audiences, that's a potato burger, right? So what's inside the potato the burger? It's potato. What else?
So it's like our Beyond cocktail sauce, which is a blend of various condiments that we apply on the base and the top of the bun. Inside there's like farm fresh salad, including tomatoes, some iced lettuce. Also, we add in our specialty, uh, like the pickled onions,
Okay.
and to top the aloo tikki, which is like really crispy and creamy from inside, we add in some spicy matchstick potatoes.
Magic potatoes. Okay,
This
so this
like
one is
crunchy.
the oyster one. So where the oyster mushrooms you already put in, or you're putting that next?
So on top of the patty, I'm going to put some peri peri spice mix.
Peri peri. Okay.
It's also house made. And now, at last, I'm going to put this. This is a dip called tom. Tom is basically a garlic dip originating from Middle East. So it has a strong garlicky flavor. And yeah, our burger is done. We'll put this on the plate. So you can see this.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow!
Looks good.
So the burger, the patty itself has the slow cooked oyster mushrooms.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, wow. So the you said you cook it for 2-3 hours, then you make it into a patty. You
Yes.
put it in the freezer or something like that to freeze it so it retains its shape.
Yes, exactly. So we confit the mushrooms, then we put approximately 80 grams of mushrooms in a patty, like we put it in a ring mold,
Okay.
and then we freeze it so that it holds its shape, and then we just breadcrumb it and then fry it.
Okay. Oh, it's breadcrumb and fried. Okay. Okay, great. So that's I was trying to reconcile the color of that with the color of mushrooms I had in my head. Okay, so that's a breadcrumbed and fried. Okay, wow. Okay, that does
Yes.
look pretty good. Arti, any comments on Nahari's burger?
It just looks fab. I really want to dig into it as soon as possible. Thank you so much for sharing it with us today.
Yeah, that looks really good, Nahari. So, what are your plans? I want to ask both of you this question. So, Nahari, I mean, you're going to obviously give McDonald's and Burger King a run eventually at some point, I guess, is a plan. But is it to sort of expand the amount of burger varieties, or is it to sort of, do 5 or 10 that really well, and then focus on maybe the accompaniments that go with it, the fries, the onion rings, that kind of thing? What's
So
the plan?
currently we have planned to stay with 5 varieties of burgers, but also we want to expand in the niche of salads. We are going to
Salads.
introduce some really good, unique salads pretty soon in
Okay.
our menu. Yes.
So Nahari, how did you get funding for your cloud kitchen? Are you self-funded or?
No, it's not yet like funded by someone else. We have like sourced the funding from my friends and family. Yes.
So you'll be looking for funding in the future potentially, or
Yes, for sure.
okay, all right,
But we plan to expand like once this pandemic thing is gone. Like we are waiting for the pandemic to get over.
good. Arti, what are your plans?
Before I take that on, I'd like to answer a question by someone in the chat.
Okay.
Manmeet asked if the fact that vegan food is really costly is true. So I just like to answer that here and say that especially in our country, the roti and sabji, which the poorest of the poor eat, is vegan by default. So to say that vegan food is really costly or is meant for people of a certain class is not true. When you're talking about food at Bakeart, yes, we do have a certain price point, and there's a certain customer base that we're trying to serve here because there is a certain quality of product that we're trying to sell out there. So I do hope that's sort of closed that question for Manmeet Bhatia. Thank you for that question.
And
Okay.
and Nahari, what are the prices of your burgers so that we can sort of you're targeting a different market segment, I assume, right? I mean, what's the
Yes.
cost of a burger for you?
So currently, the cost of one burger is about 119 rupees, which is pretty low according to the handcrafted things that we put on this, like add in this burger, because
So
we
it's
bake
200
fresh
rupees,
butter.
right? Which is roughly $2 something if you were comparing. 200 rupees, you said, right?
Even lower than $2. Yes.
Okay, all right. So that's a very reasonably priced for that high quality of burger, I guess, right? So So I guess, yeah, I mean, a great response to that question, Arti. I think, if you're sticking to Indian cuisine, I mean, simple rice and vegetable is there, and dal, I mean, that's vegan. So I think our food costs overall have gone down. Of course, when you want to give yourself a treat and have a really good dessert from Arti or a burger, maybe it'll cost a little bit more. But I think overall net, I think the cost should be much less. Unless, of course, you're comparing maybe nut milks versus dairy milk, right? So maybe that may be a little high. But again, nut milks, you also can make it home. So
Correct.
Yeah.
Archie, speaking of nut milk, you make nut cheeses as well, right? You make vegan cheeses.
Yes, we.
Sorry.
Get some water. Yeah, so Arti does make some cheese. Nari, do you have a cheese sauce or something you put on your burgers, or a cheeseburger sort of thing? You make your own cheese?
We don't really use cheese, like vegan cheese as of now, but
Okay.
we do really add like some good flavorings like some garlic powder and onion powder to our mayonnaise, which gives it like that cheesy flavored thing. Yes.
Okay. So I don't know what Arti's cheese price point is, but maybe she can supply you with cheese for your burgers if that's required.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of why I asked the question.
I figured that's the direction you were going. So, Arti, everything okay?
Yeah, sorry, just got a catch in my throat.
No problem. So, Arti, what are your plans for the future? I mean, I know you're a home-based business. So, any plans to expand or grow, or what are your plans there?
See, what we've tried to do in the past is evolve Bakeart into a vegan food solution. So we've not really looked at only desserts or a certain product. So it's gone from cakes. We have a range of frosted cakes. We have preserves, pickles. We have snacks. We have all kinds of Indian dry snacks as well. We do raw vegan food as well. We have frozen desserts, ice creams, namkeens. We do all kinds of giftings. We do homemade pickles, so on and so forth. So this is what we've done in the past. What we've done to really grow Bakeart is to sort of add on to our product range. The future plans of Bakeart, from where I look at it today, is probably going into a mass scale sort of a thing. So we're not looking at diluting what Bakeart is today, because there is a certain quality that Bakeart sort of caters to, and going mass on that would probably dilute the kind of work that we're doing at Bakeart. So in the long term, probably in the next 1 or 2 years, where I see this going is probably getting into a space where we get into manufacturing of a certain sort of probably a frozen dessert, or probably milks or cheeses, and sort of get into a space where we're able to cater to a larger mass at a more feasible price point. This is where I see Bakeart going in the near future.
Yeah, I think Walt was suggesting you.
Sorry, yeah, Walt was suggesting about soups, but I was thinking, Arti, do you have any ice creams that you can
Yes,
throw
she
out?
Yes, absolutely. We do a lot of vegan ice cream. We have a lot of flavors with us. We have stuff like coffee, caramel, orange, strawberry, Belgian chocolate, vanilla, and I can tell you that they are the best of the products in the country today, because we've had people, travelers especially, who come to Delhi, who've taken the time and the trouble to eat our food, give us this kind of feedback.
Great. So I think in the I'm getting hungry, and dinner's calling, as I'm sure other people are also doing that. Karthika, any last questions for both our guests?
No, I would like to see Arti's food table again.
Karthi, why don't you take the camera and landscape mode over there? Nahari, so your plans, you're limited to distribution within Delhi. Are you thinking of expanding your range to Gurgaon area as well, and maybe Noida, or?
Yes. Like we are planning to like grow within the boundaries of Delhi. So
Okay.
maybe probably our next outlet is going to be in Noida, and then we are applying to cater to South Delhi as well.
Okay. So just for the benefit of some of our listening audiences, we're talking about these cities, but I just want to put it in perspective. Delhi NCR region is 20 million people, so that's equivalent to a country in some places. So yeah, I can understand why Narhari's sort of got a very limited distribution at this point, but logistically speaking, I guess eventually as he grows and maybe when he gets some good investment, he can expand his local footprint.
Yes.
Great.
Thank you.
Karthika, anything else?
No, I'm just hungry now.
I think that probably goes for us and all our guests online who's watching us from across the world as well, depending on what time of day it is for them. But thank you so much, Narhari and Arti, for joining us today and making this making it easier or removing more excuses for people not adopting a mindful Monday diet, which is cruelty-free. There are plenty of options. You can obviously make this food at home, but you can also order them from, especially if you're in Delhi, from these two amazing chefs and food entrepreneurs.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you.
for gracing us at short notice, and thanks again, Narhari. Looking forward to tasting your burger.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Really happy to serve you.
Yeah, I think you're going to order at least from from Arti here. So, but so great, guys. Thank you very much. All the very best for all of your endeavors, and keep us posted on your progress. And let's see whether we can bring you on as you become bigger and more popular even. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.